Over the years, we've learned that great products do not happen without great leadership and great communication with our customers, with our staff and our employees, our suppliers. It takes a whole leadership team to make a great company.
Welcome back to the Healthy Sleep Podcast by MattressGrove. We're John and David Grove. We're here to share our experiences with you about leadership and what it takes to really build a great business. It's all about communication. It's all about leadership.
That's right. Over the years, we've learned that great products do not happen without great leadership and great communication with our customers, with our staff and our employees, our suppliers. It takes a whole leadership team to make a great company.
Absolutely, no doubt about that. And I mean, I think it really shows up in our relationships and through communication. If our team is willing to really share a lot of their stumbling blocks or pitfalls or walls that they're running into, then I think that's where the true leadership comes in. Is that I'm willing to be vulnerable, so to speak, and therefore I trust you, and that turns into a positive role that we're leading. So that's probably one of the bigger pieces that I'm looking for.
Yeah,
is that communication.
Yeah, absolutely. No question about it. Great leaders obviously communicate well, and great leaders have compassion, like you were saying, for their teams and everybody around them, right? One thing I like to talk about, because I like to tell myself, is that being a great leader doesn't mean you have all the answers. You're not a dictator. Right. Great leaders are very open, and one example I'll say is, I wouldn't be very good at scheduling trucks out to deliver to our clients, and scheduling all the materials and everything to go into the factory. We wouldn't be very good if I did that, but we have somebody. We have Angela that does that.
Correct.
And for example, I wouldn't be very good at bringing in supplies, to our factory. I mean, I just wouldn't be. I'm not trained at that. But we have great people. We have great leaders there. Right. We have Raphael that brings all our raw materials in, puts them in the right spots, tells everybody, hey, here they are. We're ready to roll. So, I mean, we have great leaders in every spot. And that's the great thing about, MattressGrove, that I feel that people lead from just wherever they are, and they know they can.
Yep.
Titles are great, but titles don't mean a whole lot. I mean, heck, I'm really the chief bathroom cleaner. I mean, I wipe down the toilets every day.
We do.
I mean, just whatever has to be done. So, and I think that has a lot to do with how leadership should be.
Yep, exactly. And again, it comes back to trying to make sure that we're listening. And that's a big part of communication, is the listening piece of it. One of the things that I've experienced, especially with material handling, is, if we don't order it on time and we can't make product, our customers suffer. And that is one thing we don't want. And so, when things do happen, because they're going to happen, be patient. I think that's one of the bigger keys to being a good leader, is be patient, evaluate the whole situation. Let's handle the situation so that our customers or the recipient of our product is satisfied and okay. We can go back and evaluate and look back and see what happened and talk about how we can fix that. But in the moment, let's not freak out and yell and scream. Let's handle it, take care of the customer, then we can fix it a little later. And I think that patience piece is a big piece that I would suggest anybody add to their leadership role.
Just servant leadership is the only way that we do things here at MattressGrove, which means that we, like I said, wipe the toilet, pick up things that we need to. David and I, we go load trucks when we need to. We do whatever. I mean, it's and anybody will. Some people will try, and then they may not like it, and they may not be able to do it, but they will at least try. Everybody tries and wants to help, and that is true leadership from from whatever level everybody is, whether
right.
they are our house cleaning, they're leading just as well as anybody, all the way through our business.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, it's always, if you see someone struggling, help them out. If someone's coming in the door, you want to open the door for them. I mean, we do that with our UPS. People coming in from UPS, we'll go jump up and open the door for them. That's who we are as a Mattress Grove family. So
Yeah, leaders make other people feel great, and
that's right.
a nice smile and a kind word goes a long way.
One of the big things I think that really helps is having an open door policy. I don't care what's happening. You can walk right in my office and you can say, hey, if I'm standing there, most of the time I'm out on the floor walking around, and then everybody can grab me then if they have a suggestion or a question. But, having that open policy really opens the opportunity for, if there's an issue, if there's something that is maybe a better idea, it can be brought up and they feel comfortable doing that. And also our customers get a better quality product because they're not afraid to bring up an idea. They're not afraid to bring up a problem. So, all that really helps our products become much higher quality. So there's a lot of pieces that open door policy really makes people feel comfortable, and that makes people more productive, happier, easier going. So stay focused on a good quality product.
Yeah, that's so true, so true. And we like that, and our granddad taught us that.
Mm-hmm.
Our granddad always had open door policy. I thought it was just for us because we were the grandkids, but nope, it didn't matter. Somebody could come in from out of the factory just angry or upset about something, and he always took a minute to find out what it was, and then helped either solve the problem, just at least listen to the problem. Another thing that we do as leaders is we choose our partners very carefully. We don't just do business with anybody.
Right.
We want people that have integrity, that communicate well, that are good leaders, because we're going to lead together. We have different businesses, but we still lead together, and we learn from each other. They teach us things, and we teach them different things. Whether it's different kind of sales training, whether it's just energy. But we are very picky with our retail partners because that's our integrity. I mean, we've been making mattresses for over 55 years, and we want to make them for another 55, or 155.
That's right.
I mean, I'd like to be here 155 years, but I can't make that promise. But
picture might be here.
Yeah, that's right. Picture might be here, but it's very important to us that we that the integrity and the and the communication is there, because if they don't communicate well with us, then we won't be able to service them and take care of them in the right way. Right. Because we need to know, we need to understand each other, and we do a lot of business with other family businesses because we understand that dynamic. We're third generation, family owned and operated. David and I understand what it takes. The communication between David and I have to be tight. It has to go back and forth every day, because if not, it can get out of hand in a hurry. And we understand that with other family businesses, so we share those same struggles, but also the same wins, and the same wonderful part of being in a family business and doing business with family businesses.
Well, and a lot of times some of our best conversations are when we have dinner together and stuff like that, or lunch. So we bring that into the factory as well. The best times I can think of where I feel like that we break down a lot of those walls and barriers is when we have a meal here at Mattress Grove for our family, and we all sit down and we have a meal. We just did it for Thanksgiving, so again, those are times when you sit down and you start having those conversations, and you learn more about their families and the things that really matter to them. And then when you actually get back on the floor and you start working, it opens up those doors and everything else as well. So where they feel a lot more comfortable. They've already shared their stuff about their family and their personal life with you. Now business is easy. Now we can talk about anything we want to, about a mattress, about a component, about a process.
Yeah, that's a great point. That's a great point.
And they call it breaking bread.
Yeah, that's right. Call it breaking bread. That's right. So, and I mean, and it's wonderful, like you said, because you form that bond, with somebody else and their family, because anybody that works at Mattress Grove, we actually are employing their whole family because,
Right.
I mean, they have to get the support to be here till midnight.
That's right,
If
yes.
they need to be, or be here, on a Saturday or whatever, and I think that's why they are able to do that. They do that, because we allow them to be leaders, and we allow them to do the things to help out through our whole organization.
Here at Mattress Grove, leadership doesn't stop at the factory floor. We believe in being accessible for our partners, for our customers, for our employees. That's who we are. That's how we end up building one of the best mattresses in the world, is because of our commitment to our team.
Exactly, David. Strong businesses are not built on perfection. They're built on clear leadership, clear communication, and the ability to solve problems well. And that's the standard we hold here at Mattress Grove. So if you want a mattress company that stands behind their people, behind their products, go to MattressGrove.com, where you can get a great mattress. And if you have questions, you can also call John and David at 336-280-0077. Thank you guys so much for watching the Healthy Sleep Podcast, which we air every week, and we will continue to do this as long as we can. So send any questions, DMs to us that you have, and we will continue. We appreciate you guys.
So get better sleep.